So this is my very first video that I've ever done. I am not good at all at pronouncing things, so please bear with me. But all right, here we go. So one of the questions were, what do you think Holben was trying to achieve with the feature of the portrait? So the first thing is I kind of Googled what the definition was, and basically what I got was it's a distorted projection or perspective requiring the viewer to use special devices or occupy a specific vantage point or both to reconstitute the image. I feel like when you look at the image or any image that uses this feature, you need to look at the pictures at a different angle or with a magnifying glass. I believe one thing that he was trying to achieve is that maybe he wants people to pay close attention to it, you know, to the painting because you never know what you can find or what you could unlock. Like one thing that I definitely found, I thought was I felt like it was a mystery. Like when you look at, when you watch a movie or something, they're trying to solve a case, and they have to find they use a magnifying glass to look at the paintings very closely. It's not kind of like Sherlock Holmes. So I feel like that's one thing that he was trying to achieve. Like pay very very close attention because you never know what you're gonna find. Um, I feel like that's one thing that he was trying to achieve. Pay close attention to things and look very closely because, like I said, like you never know what you're gonna find, and it's kind of like a mystery. I kind of like I never known these paintings existed or was really a thing. Like this was really a trend, and it was a really good thing that that we're studying this because it's really fun. Like I kind of like it. And I went into more research and I found one artist that I'm going to get into a little later that I felt like is really cool in what he does. But okay, so the second question was, do the artists, including those names that was listed, create an experience of changing this feature art in some way? I feel like those artists, that was listed, don't really create an experience of changing the feature in any way. That's just my opinion. After looking at their work and everything like that, it kind of looked like a regular artist. And then I didn't see anything that I felt like I had to look, and kind of it was a mystery. Now don't get me the wrong way, like their art is very beautiful and everything, but I feel like it's nothing close to Holben, where you can look into it closely and you'll find like the extra little detail, the mystery that's hidden inside the painting or artwork. Now, the artist that I was saying before that I found that I really admire, his name is Etzvan Ors. Um, he creates amazing, that kind of feature, and he kind of changes it. He specializes in the mirror. I'm going to try to pronounce it Anamorphorius. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not really good at pronouncing things. But basically, he uses a cylinder mirror. Basically, is placed on the painting or drawing to transform a flat, distorted image into a three-dimensional picture that can be viewed from many angles. He also does a slant, feature of it. One of his best creations is called the Mysterious Island, and it's basically a sketch of a seashore with a sail pushed along by wind and two men stretching it. But if you put a mirror, a cylindrical mirror, in the middle of the sun, it's a portrait of Julius Verne emerges. I really felt like it was a really cool thing that Itzvan created something like that because you would never guess it. And I feel like that's one way that he took this kind of cool feature and changed it. You know what I mean? Because something like Holben, you know what I mean? It's he did something like that. He kind of started this thing, and it's like you need that magnifying glass to look into each detail. But I feel like Esteban, he changed that feature and he made it into something different and something cool. Because how can you guys, he did this painting, out of the seashore and everything like that, and when you put a mirror to it, you see a portrait of someone. Like that's something amazing. That's one way that you know what I mean. I felt like he changed it. Um, Going, so on, so forth. The third question was, can you imagine some common thread between artists in the 1500s and contemporary artists? Um, I can imagine some common thread between the artists, between 1500s and contemporary artists. But I feel like no matter what century you were born in or what kind of artist you are, I feel like all artists are always they're trying to make their voices heard. They're trying to express, what they feel. They're trying to make their visions more clear. And no matter what kind of artist you are, like I graduated my associates in baking and pastry, and what I like to do with my cakes and stuff like that, because I like baking cakes and creating cakes. One thing that I always try to do, I always try to tell a story within my clients. So, you know what I mean? No matter what artist or what century you were born in, all artists try to, put their vision into their work. So, and then last but not least, I honestly love Holben's art piece. Like I said before, I never knew about this kind of feature and this kind of trend, and it's really cool. And I feel like, you know what I mean. This is a trend that we can bring back to like back into the, how can I say this, into the new day and age. Like this is a really cool feature. It in this original painting, it was very detail oriented. It had a balance of assorted colors that represents. It had like a harmony of it. And then also it had a rhythm and some kind of movement. You know what I mean? When you looked at the picture, your eyes move along. You look at every single thing, and then especially when you use magnifying glass and you put the magnifying glass up to the picture, you kind of move along to it. Now you want to see every single little detail from the globe and to everything. Like it's amazing.